is something to be ashamed of. In a country badly governed, well, it's something to be ashamed of, said Confucius, a renowned Chinese philosopher. Poverty in society today is the product of corruption. In a well-governed nation, cases of poverty will rarely exist. Born with nothing, we have to work for almost everything just to earn a simple living for ourselves. Singapore may not have poverty cases as severe as other countries around the world, but there are existing cases of many who struggle to get through every single day. Good afternoon, distinguished guests and fellow speakers. I'm MiguelTan from Unmet Secondary School, and I am here today to talk about the eradication of poverty. There is something known as the Gini coefficient, which measures how income is distributed in a particular country. According to the Gini coefficient for Singapore in 2018, which stands at 0.458, there is concern that Singapore's income gap between the rich and the poor is widening. As a person who's involved in community service quite regularly, I've had the opportunity to take part in house visits along with volunteers, allowing me to discover more about the diverse backgrounds that the residents have. It has shown me that most of us enjoy the comfort of living in lives considered to be privileged and would have the tendency to be so self-centered to the point where we forget about existing issues in our society. We complain about almost everything when just one thing in our lives goes wrong. Studies conducted between 2012 and 2015 have shown that the number of families receiving financial assistance in Singapore increased by 43.45%, which is the highest poverty rate ever recorded in the country. Singapore also does not have a national minimum wage. The number of families receiving financial assistance in Singapore increased by 43.45%. This means that there is no standard for the lowest an employer has to pay an employee, leaving many to work long hours and end up having insufficient pay to support themselves and their families. These factors are what contributes to the continuation of the cycle of poverty. With the increasingly concerning issues of overpopulation and an increasingly aging population, this places a much heavier burden on the shrinking working population that we have today. Has anyone here seen the donation box in a McDonald's or KFC outlet, or even when you're sitting in a random place in the mall? Anybody? Yes? Have you ever taken a look into it?
Yes.
How much is given to the poor?
How much?
How much are we giving? How generous can we be? Placing a $1 coin or a $2 note into that glass box may already make a difference, but will it ever be enough? Here's a scenario. You just finished your lunch at a nearby food court, and you have spare change in your hand or pocket. Then you pass by elderly along the street. Maybe they're selling tissue packets. Maybe they're playing some music or selling curry puffs. Where is the willingness to give help to those who need it? Poverty strikes at every corner of Singapore. Its presence visible along the common pedestrian street, the overhead bridge connecting bus stops, or the underpasses connecting parks to residential areas. All of these places we go through in our passing days. Which of these days do you stop and take notice of the man in rags, or the disabled women, or the penniless disabled? Or even the face of an elderly person who has seen Singapore grow, then throw them into the cold depths of poverty, all because their descendants have been spoiled and forget about gratitude and filial piety. Here's a question for all of you. Has any one of you ever studied under the candlelight? Anyone? No. Well, the very last time that I heard about someone studying under the candlelight was from the story of Huang Heng, a scholar from the Western Han Dynasty in ancient China. Based on my experience, I recall a particular night where my mother and I were out together with a few volunteers on the regular house visiting sessions at some blocks of rental flats in the east area of Singapore. We came across 3 young children, aged 9 to 11, studying and doing their revision under the candlelight because their electrical bills were left unpaid for many months. We were astounded by the state of their household and their determination to study under such circumstances. Poverty is invisible to the eyes of many here in Singapore. More than 80% of us live in housing development board flats, and no one knows what goes on behind the closed doors of the units. When I approach others and ask them about their interest in healthcare, the most common reply that I get would be, "Yes, I'm interested, but I don't have the time for it." In response, I would often ask them, "What if you contributed just 2 hours of your time every month?" Imagine the people who used to be in challenging environments had managed to receive help from people like you. Where would they be now? They could be leading lives full of success, and in return, becoming the ones who inspire others towards making a positive difference in another stranger's life. If more positive change makers of society are made because of people playing their part, poverty would not have been in a state as dire as it is today. Being a firm believer in leadership development and character building, I only have a simple request for all of you that starts from today, and it only requires 2 hours. Regardless of how busy your lifestyles may be, take 2 hours out of your time to go through volunteerism. No matter how big or small your actions may be, your compassion goes a long way. Helping children from impoverished families by giving them support increases their self-esteem, improving their social interactions, and eventually increasing the likelihood of being successful in life. Society brings up a lot of information about poverty, and majority of us appear to be indifferent. I would like to encourage all of you to join me by stepping up and taking the initiative to help those in need. With that, I would like to end off my speech with a quote from Mahatma Gandhi. Be the change that you wish to see in this world. Thank you and have a nice day.
Now, may I have 1 minute of your time to remain silent for the judges to do the marking?